am. And let's just start with that. You know, we're going to ask some questions. We just keep going around. But what as a boss can you give them?
Yeah, I would, growing up, I always wanted to make a lot of money and help a lot of people, and I wasn't going to go do that in the NBA or the NFL, obviously, at 5'9". I was captain of the football team, though, in high school, senior year. I did do that. I got into real estate at 18 because I saw $1 million listings, so I thought I could make some money doing real estate. And then I went to this meeting in 2011, and I just saw people that, looked like me, that talked like me, that were making a phenomenal amount of money, and I said yes. But the moment I went all in, I remember, my mom was telling me my parents had an insurance company, and they were working like all day, 7 days a week, literally all day, all night, busting their butt, dropping us off at Sunday school, and then, going to work. And my dad started getting heart palpitations, and I remember hearing this, and I said, I gotta get rich enough to take care of mom and dad. So that was the moment where I said, I'm gonna put the distractions down and focus and really make it happen for me and my family. And then why I am, quickly, at this point it's why not, but back then I just saw, your vision, Chris, and I remember having sushi with ISIS that night, and I just saw your guys' hearts for people, and I knew, together we could all do something extraordinary, and that's what we've done, and excited for the future.
Nice. Matt and I, Matt is responsible for the gentleman that I brought up yesterday, one of the traders. The guy that's going to be doing the options. And him and I, we kick it sometimes, and we always speak about the importance. So explain the importance of not only building the network marketing business, and not only building a trading business, but both. Like, explain why, what that means to you and how that's working,
Yeah, absolutely. Should I sit like you guys? Because y'all make a lot of money. And
do what you want, man. You're a boss.
Shout out to Ray Perez really quick. I said shout out to Ray. So Ray and I were having a conversation just a little bit earlier, and it's crazy that you asked that, Chris, because we literally went over this. When I first got started inside of this business, I got started with the intention of just trading. That was it. And I remember the first conversation that we ever had, I saw the potential of trading. You didn't try to close me or try to convince me to do something I didn't want to do. You educated me on what trading was. You broke down the markets to me in a way, and for the first time in my life, I saw myself capable of doing something like that. But then I quickly came to the realization that trading sucks until it doesn't. And there is an immense amount of learning curve that you're gonna have to overcome. And it takes money in order to make money. This is not, whoever said that this was a get rich quick, I need you to leave the building right now. Because it's a get rich really hard. It's a skill set that no one's gonna ever be able to take away from you, so it's worth the grind, it's worth learning something along those lines. But I understood very quickly that I needed to be focused more so on the education than the actual investment itself. Because trading involves risk, and risk means that you're gonna lose that money. There's no successful trader inside of this building that has gone ahead and become extremely successful on the charts without losing an insane amount of money first. Chris included. We got Ness in the building. We have Manny Quinones in the building. We have Lasaldo Tavares in the building. Ivan Paychecks in the building. Like, amazing investors and traders, and they had to have that disposable income. So the opportunity to be able to build this business did just that. Whenever I get somebody started inside of the business, I ask them a simple question. I'm really glad, I'm not trying to qualify people to join this business. I'm trying to disqualify. And when you qualify somebody in order to join this business, you're telling them whatever it is that they want to hear in order to get them started. When I'm disqualifying individuals, you need to be in line with my ethos, with my ethics, with my morals, with my mindset, and everything else in between. So I let them know I'm really excited the fact that you want to get started, but let me ask you a question. Do you have a disposable $7,000 in order to invest over the course of the next 12 months? The vast majority of people joining this business are looking for a change inside of their lives. The vast majority of people inside of this business are looking for some sort of a breakthrough, right? So with that being said, the vast majority are gonna say no. And with that said, I tell them, look, that's a problem, but fortunately for you, I do have a solution. And that solution is very, very simple. If I were able, two of the most powerful words in network marketing, if I were able to help you hit a rank, help 3 get 3, Platinum 600, with a fail-proof system that I have for you, would that be something that you want to learn? That way you're not investing with the money inside of your bank account. Most of the time they say yes. I tell them, okay, perfect, because Platinum 600 pays out $7,200 a year. You pay your subscription, and the rest you're able to reinvest back into your accounts. Essentially what it is that I do here is I build in order to trade. I don't trade in order to build, right? I build in order to trade. These are two of the largest financial markets in the world. We don't try this out, we know it works. Most of us, the reason we're not involved in it is because number one, lack of accessibility towards education, and then number two, because we don't have the money in order to pay to play. So that's why it is that I decided to do both.
Well said, well said. And again, just thank you for everything you guys have been doing. It's just, I can't imagine. Oh yeah, I can imagine. We're gonna fill up Yankee Stadium is my target. It's a personal game. We're from New York, kid. We gotta do it.
New York City, I mentioned Chris's big goal since day one.
Imonitie Tapia knows how to throw a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. We're getting him on the mound.
Let's get it.
So, I want to talk about, we're on a bit of talking about investing, and a couple of guys here, which I want to talk first to David in terms of investing. I first met David, and it was in Houston. It was actually in Vegas, then went to Houston. But when I met David in Vegas, he's impressive. It's an energy that comes out from his core. It's not outer energy. And his core, I didn't know this guy was spiritual. I didn't know he had a lot of internal stuff that makes him shine on the outside. I meet people all day long. And it's rare that I'm intimidated by anybody. I walk around as a boss all day long. I'm not worried about finances, this and that. And when I met David, they were asking me questions at dinner, and I had Jason next to me. And I turned to Jason and said, I need help. I was choking. I literally was choking. I'm the boss, the CEO. And I had a guy that was in front of me that I said to myself, this guy's a billionaire. He's not a millionaire, he's not an IPO, he's a CEO. And, we talk and I listen and I watch and I read the chats. So David, investing, number one, investing into God, investing into your health, investing into your wealth. We were talking the other night and, we were talking about you investing into GBTC, the Bitcoin stock. David invests into his health religiously. If you ever put your hand on his shoulder, you realize that your hand's gonna break. He's deep, he's a Christian. The way he dresses, look at the way he dresses. This right here is epitome, and they all are, but I'm pointing at him right now. He's epitome of a boss on how he dresses, how he speaks, how he thinks. So I just want to hand it to you. Just talk. Why?
Thank you.
Tell us about it, David.
Thank you, Chris.
And he's leading a nation of mindset-motivated individuals to 1 billion people. I was at his office, and everybody loves him. So, again, thank you, and just explain what makes you that boss.
Chris, thank you for all those kind words.
I think I don't watch.
Chris is the most generous person I've ever met. And we should give him a round of applause for his generous heart. I haven't seen it. He should definitely stand up. I've seen Chris give cars, money, clothes. Chris came to the office. He came to the Believe Nation headquarters and bought the entire inventory and said, give it away to people. And I'm just like, Chris, he's he's just that guy, you know, and that's why I follow him, because, you know, it's a heart. It's not what you see on the outside, because, you know, what you see on the outside is the jogging suit.
It's a tracksuit. It's in the inside of a jacket.
It's a $10,000 jogging suit, but it's a jogging suit.
It's the inside of a jacket.
You see the Nike sneakers, but if you look at his heart,
You don't like my
it's
sneakers?
absolutely incredible. But no.
I was trying to get diamond shoelaces.
But no, seriously, I have to thank my mother for the greatest investment. Because the greatest investment I've ever made is investing the Word of God into my mind over and over and over and over again. And you don't really know how powerful God is until you need Him. And I've needed Him this year. I've needed Him so much this year.
We love you, David.
Chris called me when he found out about my younger sister passing away, and I could tell that he really cared. The greatest investment you can make is the right words in your life every day. Money comes and goes, success comes and goes, but it's the word that is going to keep you going when life hits you. And life's going to hit us, but if you have the word in you, then you're gonna cry, but you're gonna press forward and you're gonna keep going. So that's the greatest investment I've made.
Let's take a minute and just pray for David and his sister. We're with you, David. You see, being a boss, at the end of the day, you have to be a good human. If you look at the Mark Zuckerbergs and all the big guys, they're not flashing anything, they're not bragging. They do a lot of humanitarian efforts. And they're human, they're regular people. They just do things a little bit better. So David, we love you. And so I want to talk to Monika Tapia. Yvonne and I in the beginning, along with all of them, quite honestly, every one of these guys are eagles. And sometimes you look at these eagles on TV and they're smashing into each other in the sky and they fall and they twist and they turn and they go out and eat other birds, hawks. they go after them, pick up a freaking lion. But because two eagles smash heads doesn't mean they're not eagles. That's respect. Just because I'm the CEO doesn't mean I'm any different than anybody else. These guys are businessmen, these guys are bosses. I'm trying to express to you that I am is not the ultimate destination. It's the airplane. When you get on an airplane, I don't care if it's a private jet or Spirit Airlines, the destination is where you want to go. So I am is the best vehicle to get you there. And I could talk from experience, because I had nothing at one point. I was sleeping on my brother's sofa. But one day your bank account is going to look like a phone number. These guys right here, their bank accounts will be phone numbers because they understand, number one, network marketing is the best way to multiply your time and efforts and earn that long-term residual income that grows exponentially. And yes, you're gonna have dips. I thought Bitcoin would go up forever. It went to 20,000, went down to 3, went up to 65,000, came down to 30, went back up to 60,000, it's gonna go to 160,000. Do you care about the valleys? The valleys is where you learn. The valleys are where you get rid of the nonsense and you tighten up and you get better. Okay? So the ultimate destination is where you want to go. I am is the airplane. We're teaching you how to trade, how to take that money and make it in network marketing and multiply it exponentially. Trust me, I know what these guys are doing. It's crazy. I know to an extent. I know everything. But Monika Tapia and I, two eagles met and we banged heads. And I couldn't figure this guy out. He's very dominant. But it was one time, about 3 years ago, we brought some guy in from Portugal or something, right? He was Portuguese, but he showed up and quit, right? Did he?
No, it was a big leader actually for 40 years network marketing experience in the US actually.
Okay, he was, okay. And then we sat at my pool, one of our, in a cabana, and I listened to the words come out of Ivan's mouth, and I said to myself, this guy's deep in personal growth. And I earned the respect, and I kept respecting, and I kept learning. And we've become brothers. But one day he said to me, I own over 40 businesses. And I really want you to talk about, because I'm going to ask you another question about your family afterwards, okay? But this right here is, number one, your investments. Like, why invest into other businesses? Why take your money and put it to work? Number one. Number two, does it matter the size businesses you invest in? I mean, do you need all big businesses or small or a combination? And, where do you ultimately see yourself going in an investment life? Because you want to at some point not work. I mean, right? So explain to them what their potential is,
If investing, I learned about investing. First, same as David, we teach about how to basically have the percentages of $1. But the reality is when you have already a capital, we talk about financial freedom in network marketing, and the definition 99% of people give is do whatever you want at a time, to whoever you want to do it, wherever you want to do it. And you gotta be more precise than that. That's very general. And what I learned is basically how to have what we call financial security. And financial security is the amount of income that you need in order for you to be financially okay, even though you are doing or creating a business or not. So my first goal when I first started network marketing, it was to make $20,000 a month. But in network marketing, you always depend also your income on your leaders. So if something happens to your leaders, I always ask the leaders, if your top leader leaves, what's your income? That's what I always tell everybody. So that's actually your real income, because that's where you should plan your life through, with that income, not with the best income. So you kind of have a support. But now my goal was to have the financial security where I create an income outside network marketing, a cash flow. So you gotta diversify, and the cash flow needs to be exactly, for me back then, it was $20,000 a month. But then I asked myself on the financial side, well, what is vitality security for me? Because my wife likes to, give it up for Monika Tapia, first of all. I mean, if it wasn't for her, none of this also would be possible. So financial vitality security is when you got a wife that likes to dress well, you know, and be very nice. She likes to go shopping and all that, right? Very nice. You need to earn good amounts of money. So the vitality security, I need a cash flow extra besides just the cash flow from network marketing. And I use her as an example, but it's not her, it's our whole family. You know, my daughters, my parents, her parents, our loved ones, you know, and that's vitality security. And then you got the next one, which is especially independence security, or independence financially. So now you need to create an amount of income independent where you can actually have a cash flow, where you can do more than what you want. And then I call it financial freedom, and then absolute financial freedom. What happens is, first, when you're making 10,000, you're making 10, 20,000, 25,000, Sherman 25, you see those amounts and you think, oh, my life has changed forever. The reality is when you go to those incomes, you find out, oh, there's different levels now. And you go to different stores, you get the nice attractions, right? So all of this has a cost. And so you need to create different cash flows where in reality, just to give you guys an idea, what I actually, and me and my wife use as vitality income, or vitality finance, we actually only use 3% of our income to actually live per month. It's not that much. We don't spend that much. Maybe it looks like it, but it isn't. But it's because from 2011, from 2015, I was learning how to invest. And just to give you the reason why, is because from 2011 to 2015, I was looking for an opportunity, and me and my wife, we invested in some restaurants back then that were giving good income, but at the end, we lost $1 million in that 7 restaurants. So that was a winter session for me. But in my mind, I needed to lose that $1 million in order to earn $100 million. So I made a decision back then, that's never going to happen to me ever again. I'm going to learn how to have different cash flows, small in startups, real estate, and then more riskier on crypto, and etc. So that's how we diversified. We over 40 plus businesses, and to be honest, some of them, we don't do nothing. We're just investors, most of them, the reality. And so we get the artists. The artists are the ones who do it, who have the idea and actually create it. And then some of them, we are involved a little bit in consultancy, some of them a little bit more, but then most of them, we don't actually do nothing. We just get a residual every month. And that's the nice thing about it. And you should use network marketing for you not only to become free of working for somebody else, but you should use I Am Master Academy, the vehicle, to become free of working. You're gonna work for passion, not for income. There's a difference, okay?
Well, you know, it's so funny. I've always said it on webinars, on stage, when I talk to people. Isis and I, and this is what he just said at the very end, you work because it's passion. I didn't start the business because I needed money. I was in Italy, I was on vacation, I was traveling the world. I'm looking out at the ocean and I thought, wow, learn and earn. I don't know what that means, but we'll take it somewhere. I've never received a paycheck from the company. My sole income for Christopher Terry is my own trading from my own hands. I don't want you guys ever, and we're just sitting here talking about around the fire, you know? Just a couple of us, right? You know, we've had deep investments in so many different industries. Primarily real estate is the biggest, but we don't work for money. This is my passion, you're my children, you're my babies, all right? What these guys are, yes, they're my children also, but they are the coaches of the teams. Because we can't coach everybody, and I can't coach network marketing, right? But so I started a business. I didn't know anything about network marketing. I did it for a passion, for fun. I was teaching a few people. You know, I got my brothers over here, I got their wives, we got some people that are just very close to us, but it's not about the money, guys and girls. You know, so thank you, Yvonne. Amazing. And we're going to talk about Monika in a little bit. Monika, smile. I got you. Happy wife, happy life. So, Jason Bryce, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, save the best for last. The youngest. So, age before beauty, right? So, so I'll go and then I'll give it to you. No, just kidding.
You're not mad at me, you're mad at shoes.
So notice my shoes. I don't know how to pick. You guys keep making fun of them, but you gotta take me outside. This is what I get all day long. They just abuse me. I didn't wear a suit. I wore the inside of a suit. I didn't wear nice shoes. I wore my socks. Hit my socks. Go ahead, just make fun of the socks. It's actually, I have a compression sock.
Chris has dress socks with sneakers on.
All right, what I really got is a compression sock because in Dallas 2019, I was jumping around like a stupid idiot on stage. I took my shoes off and dislocated my foot in 3 spots. So if you see me limping a bit, I'm still suffering with that. I have an orthotic inside my shoe, compression sock, and that's what you get for jumping around on stage like a wild man. So Jason, you're a complex individual. You know, but you've always said, I'm not an IBO, I'm a CEO, and you make it loud and clear. And I love all these guys, but you and I just vibe at a certain level that we deal with a lot of stuff behind the scenes that these gentlemen don't even have to deal with, and a lot of even corporate people don't have to deal with. Whether it's a rope distributor or processor gone this way or safety pay or this one or that one, and you know, we're constantly on the phone 10, 15 times a day, sometimes none. But when things are hot, we are constantly on the phone. And, you know, Jason acts as he should because he is a CEO. Him and Matt have developed different businesses. They've done stuff on their own. And what I've been proud to see, gosh, the past few years, is Jason's faith has gotten deeper and deeper. The day before the event, he was in church with, I think it was Evolution Church with about 20,000 people. Jason wasn't at the club. He wasn't partying. He was getting his energy revitalized so he could come here clean. He gave it up. He went there. He got clean in the church, came here. And, you know, I got, like I said, I told you that day, I thank Julian China for getting me on the path. And actually, David, if you remember me asking him a question a few years ago. But Jason, you've invested into businesses that you own. Look, some fail, but some really get successful. And he's invested into real estate. He's done some flips. He's built, I mean, you're a diverse person. And you relate at a level I can't. So I want you to talk straight, not just the Christian you talk, but really what you see for yourself and what you've done, but what others should be doing with the money that they're making or not making yet. You see, right now, a lot of them are not making any money because they see themselves not making any money. I'm stuck at Platinum 1000, or I'm stuck at P150, I can't do it. That's because you keep talking about it. You keep talking about what you have that you don't want. You gotta talk about what you don't have that you do want. And since day one, Jason talked about 750, 500 at the time. And these guys just got started. Yeah. And if somebody quit, he's like, 4-letter word, him. You know what I'm saying? And Ivan Tapia said one time, if somebody quits, I replace him with 10. These are how bosses think. Not because you're one guy, you show up to the event, he's not here yet. You got the seat open for him. Fill it up with 10 more. But Jason, talk to them. Talk to them why they should think different, what stuff you've been doing, and how they should be bosses.
Thank you, Chris. So I think one word that comes to mind is ownership. In network marketing, especially, you can very easily get caught up, and I talked about this a little bit yesterday, but you can very easily get caught up in what your upline or your mentor is doing for you. Especially if your upline or mentor is on this stage. They're gonna get a lot of the edification, but you still need to realize that you are the owner of your business and you need to take accountability for that. So, one of the reasons why I step up and I just try to find a solution to every problem is because I need to take ownership of this business. I can't just rely on ISIS or Chris or the corporate executives. There's certain things that they do need to do, but there's also certain things that I need to do if I'm the CEO of our business. So that's that. The second thing is that I always had a pursuit of wisdom. And if I could give you any advice to walk away with, it's pursue wisdom. Don't just pursue money. Because if you chase after wisdom, then your money will become solid and opportunities will become solid. And you see even the way that things happen on this stage, relationships and the things that you do with your life are more important than money. Money's just a catalyst to make things happen. But when you pursue wisdom, you create solidarity in every single area of your life. And I've always admired David from the day that I met him. I've always admired Yvonne and Monika. I've always admired Alex. I met Alex at a very early stage of my network marketing career, and Alex was always a great steward of his money. There were people around us that weren't good stewards of their money, and when trials and tribulations came, a lot of people who were making 20, 30, 40 went back to zero because they weren't good stewards of their money. So I think I've always operated out of, not out of fear, but out of a place of, let me not make the same mistake that others have made. So you have to build this business with the vision that it's gonna last forever, but you kind of have to lie to yourself and say, if it ended next week and that was my last Friday, did I steward my money properly? And this is a boss conversation, so we can talk like that. The truth is, we're gonna run this thing for 10, 20, 30 years. I don't care what other people tell you. We have the foundation, the legal structure, the financial structure, the backing to do this for the next 30, 40, 50 years. Knowing that, I still operate the same way. I had financial goals outside that I wanted X amount in real estate, that I wanted X amount in a private fund that does a conservative percentage every year, and I met that goal, and that built me a residual. There's cryptocurrency projects that can give you an APY, that'll give you annual interest for holding the coin that could still go up. So we've got 10 sources of income, and the only one that I have to put time, energy, and effort into is I Am Mastery Academy. That's the goal. Build your streams, because what happens, and I'll just end it with this, is that a lot of people in this room, if you weren't properly educated, you think you're building a stream, but you're really building a lake. Damn. worship concert. What I mean by that is this. We pray through faith we're going to operate as if that lake is always going to have a supply. But what if it doesn't? You need multiple streams flowing into that body of water. That body of water is you, your family, the people you love. It's your responsibility as a leader to lead your family. Because when you lead them financially, eventually you'll lead them spiritually, then you'll lead them physically, then you'll lead them mentally. And that's been a huge impact. So build streams, focus on the breadwinner. This is the breadwinner. There's a reason 40 businesses, super successful, there's a reason why we're still here. There's Chairman 10 who didn't come to the event because they're comfortable at $10K a month. This is a breadwinner. Win the bread, invest it properly. Trust me, you'll win forever. God bless.
One second. Hand it to Bryce. Hey, David Isis. David, I want to run a little bit extra and take it off of my talk, okay? All right. David, the boss, said so. So, I want to go a little bit longer. My phone is getting blown up of all the people that are so happy that we're doing this. My phone is literally, I feel like I'm getting spammed right now. And 3 people said, and we're going to do this before the bosses leave. Dave, you can lead us in prayer. 3 people have asked. So Bryce, how old are you?
I'm great.
Huh?
I'm great.
How old are you?
How old am I?
What do you think I asked you?
I thought you said how am I? I said I'm great.
You are doing great. Look at you, man.
It's an echo up here.
You're glowing, you're young, you're fresh.
I'm 25 though.
25?
Just turned.
Man, 25, I was broke, busted, disgusted, I couldn't be trusted, I was in the streets. I was a complete mess. Man, I had 2 broken pro kids with holes in them, I still got them, right?
The Nike.
Go ahead, make fun of my shit, go ahead, hit me.
They're not that bad.
They're not that bad?
With the right
They're
fit,
not-
you actually doing. I like what you're doing right now.
Right.
Yeah, I like
It's
I
swag,
like what you
I
got
just
going.
changed it up a little bit,
It's
I have to come
really
up with
good. You got.
Basic, my tracksuit is a walking non-compliant item, I get it, so. You had to see the bill on that one. So listen, this past summer, I went to an event in Morton Stadium in Miami. And I hear about this I am 3, right? And Bryce like, well, I get a call. And Bryce like, you're coming, right? I'm like, where am I going? I'm coming to Florida regardless. And he's like, you gotta come. I'm like, yeah. Like every event, I show up, there's a few thousand people. I show up to Marlins Stadium, and I thought the Marlins were playing.
Dolphins Stadium.
And I walk into the stadium, there's 14,000 on Memorial Day. And, it wasn't about the amount, it wasn't about the event, it was the fact that there was 3 people involved. All right? So if Bryce was talking, he'd say, yeah, me, myself, and I. Because he single-handedly, for his team, and he invited all the leadership, you took upon a $2.5 million responsibility. He took on a $2.5 million risk. God bless. So you have people that want to risk $200 to get in our company, and he puts up $2.5 million hoping the people were going to show on a holiday weekend. You don't know if they're going to show or not. It was a holiday weekend in the summer. You were there? I was getting ready to go on a trip. My trip was Miami. I was taking a vacation like America. He's putting an event on. And I said to myself, it blew my mind. But what was really important was Bryce took a risk, knowing that the people would come, but honestly, it was a real risk on a holiday weekend. Period, end of story. So I like the fact, the event, whatever, it was a great event, but it was the risk and the responsibility you bestowed upon yourself that you literally elevated yourself as a CEO. On top of that, and it was a successful event, you had the people, but you also invested in the real estate. We're talking about real estate just recently, doing some things together, doing stuff you already have. And you also, Alex used to be the millennial, him and Ivan, these guys, and he's now the next generation. They're the next generation. Well, you step in, and you're the guy that just come out of college, and you got the college, that world, and you're educating them. You kind of took the torch from Alex. He kind of handed it to you, theoretically. Well, you're taking that youth and showing them a different way, and you're putting them in a better position for the future. And I know you're educating them how to invest, how to think. And what I love about you, and I was with his mother, we were talking, and she said to me, sometimes I don't know if I'm his mom or he's my dad. And and Brandon, same goes for you, I love you, man. And Brandon, I gotta get you 750 so I can take you both together. You got this, kid. But talk to those of really what you've done and how you've been thinking since the day you got out of school. I mean, you're college educated, you didn't need to do this, You could have went and got some crazy career somewhere, and then next thing you know, you're investing $200 into something. Like, why? But explain to them about how you've been thinking and investing in why you are a CEO and how they could become a CEO like you.
First and foremost, Chris, I just want to say I thank you. All right, I thank you for this company, ISIS. Thank you for this company. Just thank you everybody that's in this room. Love the support. Everybody that's on the stage right now, I just want to say thank you. Everybody that's on here just played, a big brother role in my life over these last 5 years. And, these last 5 years of my life in this company have felt like 10 to 15, right? I started this company when I was 20. I'm 25 now. Like, I grew up. I became a man within I Am Mastery Academy. I also want to say, I just want to, reiterate something David said. I feel like I can't, since you mentioned your mom, the relationship I got with my mom, I got to mention her. What she's invested and instilled in me my whole entire life, with me and my older brother, Bryce Thompson, has been the significant reason why I'm up here on the stage. One of the biggest reasons I'm up here on the stage right now.
And add to it, just the one thing I wanted to also add that I forgot, and I'm sorry for interrupting you. It was the fact that your uncle believed and invested into you.
Right.
And you did something good with that.
Right.
You didn't go out and party with it.
Absolutely. First and foremost, as far as being a boss or a CEO, I think everybody has like their own style, just of leadership and the way they go about being a quote unquote boss. And for me, I almost get uncomfortable when you praise me and you give me this big title, because I'm gonna be honest, like all of my Treehouse brothers and sisters that's sitting. All of my Treehouse brothers and sisters, and specifically, I don't play favorites, but y'all know what it is. Nathan Samuel, Joshua Stewart, Brandon Thompson, Reynaldo Perez, Jalen Goss coming along the way. I couldn't have done this by myself. And I get uncomfortable because I know I'm sitting on this stage and I'm just a representation of a lot of other bosses that's not right now. And you know, it chokes me up because I take financial risk as far as, you know, the team, this company is concerned, but the money doesn't even really mean anything to me like that. You know, money doesn't make a difference. Well, it doesn't make us different, it makes a difference. And, you know, even though I may have spent a lot of money, I would say, you know, the emotional, mental support that I got from the people that's in this room right now that was the biggest risk. That $2.5 million really didn't mean that much to me as far as spending it, because I knew us coming together and doing something like that would mean way more than any dollar amount could even amount to. So, you know, I want to say for all of the people that are millennials in this room right now, I'm probably the youngest one on the stage, well, only person on the stage still in their 20s other than Matt. And, you know, this is a good feeling because I feel like I'm the student right now. But at the end of the day, all the millennials in this room, I want y'all to understand that we can go way bigger than anybody, you know, any target, any price anybody can put on us. No matter how, you know, no matter how far we come, no matter where we come from, no matter, you know, who we are, no matter how old we are, we can do crazy, big, huge things. And like I said, man, I'm just grateful to be here. I'm grateful to serve as an example for all of the people that's with me today. As far as giving back and, you know, investing into other people, that's probably the biggest investment that I could ever make. Real estate, houses, cars, you know, jewelry, all of the things that I've bought from being in this company. The biggest investment that I've made is pouring into other people, giving back, you know, really serving. No matter how successful you want to become, your success is solely based off of what you can do for other people. I've bought myself crazy things. I've been able to do crazy things for myself, but, you know, giving back, paying for people to go to school, you know, paying for events, paying for other, you know, paying to support other people have made me feel the best on the inside. And, you know, like I said, I'm continuing to pay it forward. My scholarship, no matter how much money I make, I'm continuing to do that. I've already funded up for the next 10 years. So we doing that, we're continuing to do that whether I'm here or not. And like I said—
Can you expand on that part right there?
Yeah.
I don't think they understand what that is, because you had an article, there was an article that came out about you with that scholarship, that you're actually investing into other people's future.
Right.
While they're still in high school, in grammar school.
Right. Yeah, like I said, I've bought myself crazy things. I've been able to do a lot of great things for myself, but the money doesn't really mean anything to me, because you can make millions of dollars and still be sad and unhappy. This business, just being completely transparent with everybody, I've made more money with trading and investments in the last 3 months than I made than this comp plan has paid me. And I'm only being transparent about that because I want everybody to understand, you know, building this business is what brings me true happiness. Helping other people is what brings me true happiness. Focusing on getting other people to, you know, levels of success that they want, that's what brings me true happiness. It's not the money. So that scholarship, that's probably the biggest thing that I've been able to do. And what's the one thing that the impact that I've made outside of the company as far as other people is concerned, and that's why I've paid it forward. And like I said, I just want to serve as an example for everybody else that's a millennial to continue to pay it forward. So.
Wow. Yeah, Bryce,
Yo, can I invest in that scholarship? Can I invest in that scholarship? I got 50K towards it. Let's do it.
So it's interesting. We actually, we're actually in the process. We have some charities behind the scenes that we're working on. The lawyer's working on a foundation, some charities. And ISIS and I are always continuously investing. And we've done this forever. But my one gift that God has given me is investing into others. Every person on this stage and many people in the audience, all the Chairman 100s. We had a Chairman 100 meeting, and everybody gave me their phone number, and I've been investing into groups. It's what I do. If you hold on to your money, so if, let's just say you have $1,000 in your account, and you're holding on to it for dear life, you don't want to spend it because you want to save. Well, the fact is, you're full. God says you're good. I don't need to give you more, you're good. But if you release the money, release it, give it, God's gonna say, you know what? You've done well. Let me multiply it. And let me multiply it. I give away some months. I could talk about it because it's not an income claim. It's a giveaway, isn't it? It's not an income claim. Some months I give away Chairman 100, Chairman 500, Chairman 1,000,000. I give. But that's, and these guys do the same. The fact is, you gotta invest into people. You gotta invest into people. You invest into yourself first with God, then with your health, then with your hygiene, and just it goes along the way there. And you invest into your family, invest into your teams. Why not? You deserve more. The more you give, the more you get. It's in the Bible. It was written 2,000, 5,000 years ago. It was written, so I believe it. That's what I do. Okay? But what was funny, before, I am not a religious person. I know where my strength comes from. All I needed was Jewel, China, and David to guide me. And the questions asked in the past, they didn't. I took it and I ran with the ball. But I know where the strength comes from. And before I was reading, which I do daily, and so when I'm not doing anything else, I don't have music on, I'm not doing this and that, I'm at home, I have my TV on, I'm listening to the Bob Proctors, the Neville Goddards, the Atkinsons, the Tony Robbins, and on, and I'm continuously filling my mind. My TVs are going in all of my rooms around my house. I can go in any room, something is playing. Then at night I read the Bible. I've been working on my health. I was 4.5 years ago, I was 325 pounds. I'm 205. I'm at the best health I've been my whole life. I invest into my wealth, which is WHEATH, wealth, health and wealth. But really, I made a lot of money, but it was when I started understanding where the power came from, that if I gave more, I'd get more, and I'd get to give more. And it's when I connected on a spiritual level that the business multiplied. I'm talking from 2018 on. The business multiplied because that's an extension of me. You're my energy. You're my spirit. We're one network, we're one spirit, we're one mind. And where I grew, life grew. You just can't stop it. So stop talking about where you don't have what you have that you don't want. Look at people not as they could be, not as they are. There's some people in this room that were not living a good lifestyle, but now they are, because they changed. And what I'm saying is, just listen to what these guys said. They're the bosses. You are bosses, each and every one of you. You just have to be aware of it, conscience. I want to thank you guys for taking the time out, but before we get going, I want to tune in on one person here. Can you say a few words of what is so important about being in a relationship? Because I see a loving couple and Jason, you're absolutely in a loving relationship, but what I see most is every time we have a bosses meeting, she's with them. When they're on stage, they're together. When they travel, they're together. The love that he gives his wife and the power that she has and the strength that Monika has is unparalleled. She's one of the greatest leaders, not female leaders, I didn't say female. She's one of the greatest leaders. Now, she gets passionate, she goes on, I can't understand it, but I know it's important. And I've always told her that. You know, I just watch the fire that shoots out of her body, the energy that she has. And I've, you know, if I was to say of a role model, she's a great role model. She's out there fighting the fight, she's building a business, she's speaking to people. So, talk about, no, you can't talk about it, you come up here. Come on, Monika, get up here, get up here! Let's go! Come on, ladies, you thought I was gonna forget you? Come on, ladies! Come on, ladies! So, we need 2 microphones. Yours? Okay. So, you're gonna talk, say a few words while you guys translate.
Okay. I'll translate. So she's asking me what's the question for her.
So the question is, you got all these beautiful women here. You always dress with class, respect, shoes, to even the pin in your hair. But that's not what makes a boss. But it's important to look like a boss. Guys, you see how they're all dressed? Girls, you see how she's dressed? We need as a culture. What I was impressed with this weekend was Isa said to me, Chris, you know what was impressive? Basically every speaker that got up had a suit. Every woman looked phenomenal. Whoa, let's keep elevating. I'm so proud of what we had this weekend. So, talk to the ladies on really what it takes to be a boss, a CEO. Because together you are a CEO. We heard it from the men. Let's hear from you. And explain to the women that they could do it. They could build. They are CEOs.
Bueno, primero que nada quiero agradecer a Chris y a Isis de la Torre por crear esta empresa y darnos la oportunidad.
Well, first of all, I want to thank Chris, Terry, and Isis de la Torre for creating I Am Master Academy. So give it up for them.
Thank you. Creo que puedo responder esta pregunta con 3 respuestas.
I believe I can answer this with 3 different topics.
Primero que nada, como te ves, te tratas.
First of all, the way you look is the way you're going to treat yourself.
Si queremos realmente el amor, el respeto de alguien más, primero tiene que empezar dentro de nosotros.
If you want the love from somebody else, you need to start loving yourself first.
No podemos dar lo que no tenemos.
You cannot give to anybody what you don't have.
Segundo, las mujeres movemos la economía.
Second, women are the ones who move the economy.
¿Quiénes son las que compran más ropa, más zapatos?
Who buys the most clothes?
¿Quiénes son las que hacen el súper?
Who goes to the supermarket the most?
¿Quiénes son las que tienen la casa espectacular?
Who are the ones who have the home looking amazing?
¿Quiénes son las que eligen cómo vestir, qué hacer con la casa, con la pareja, con los hijos?
Who are the ones who schedule what to do with the family, with the kids, with everybody?
Si queremos realmente cambiar la economía, tenemos nosotros que ponernos las pilas.
If we really want to change the economy, we really need to get ourselves charged, plugged in.
Yo aprendí que el dinero solamente es consecuencia del ser humano en el cual uno se convierte.
Money is only a consequence of the human being you become.
Desarrolla tu ser,
Develop your being,
practica las habilidades que necesitas
practice the skills you need to develop,
y no dejes morir tu negocio. El negocio se muere cuando hay falta de creatividad.
and don't ever let your business die. Business dies when there's lack of creativity.
Y tercer punto,
And last point,
somos un pilar muy fuerte en la casa.
we're a very, very important pillar in our family.
Si tú estás bien, todo alrededor va a estar bien.
If you're okay as a woman, everything is okay around you.
Tenemos que ser ayuda idónea para nuestras parejas.
We gotta be an ideal
¿Ayuda idónea?
an ideal help for a couple.
No se trata de ir en contra de los hombres.
It's not about being against the men.
Se trata de trabajar juntos para construir un mejor mundo para nuestras generaciones.
It's about working together so we can have a better future for our generation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Gracias.
Thank you so much.
Monica, thank you so much. So, look, we're gonna have a crazy ending. And again, Isis can be speaking, but don't get out of the room afterwards because I got something special. We're gonna shut the lights off. But we're gonna have a crazy ending. I want Dave, because we need at some point just to give it up to God. So, David, lead us and let's walk off stage.
Father, we come to you today with thanksgiving in our hearts. We thank you for the favor. We thank you for your grace. We thank you for your protection. And we thank you for your hand on this company. We thank you for your hand on the CEOs and the founders of this company, Chris Materi and Isis Del Torre. We come to you today and we ask you to fill them with the wisdom that is needed to guide this company to where it is that we want it to go. We thank you for all of the leaders. We thank you for all the corporate leaders. We thank you for all the leaders in the field. We thank you for each and every one of us that's here today and watching from all around the world. We thank you for the double favor that is coming to us in 2022. Father, I want to say thank you that each and every one of us is in this room. You said something to me earlier today, and I believe it's for everybody that's in this room. When we tally everything that we've done in our entire lives, I believe that God will do more than double in 2022. Double the blessing, double the favor, double the love, the peace, the happiness, the joy, double the abundance. Father, we thank you for it. We ask that you fill us up with your joy and your peace. We know that there are people in this room right now that are battling things that we don't know. They're battling things in their minds, maybe they're battling things in their body. We thank you for healing. We thank you for 1,000% healing in their mind and in their bodies. We praise you. We give you all the honor and all the glory. I want to say this on behalf of this company, that every success that we have, every win that we have, every chairman, every customer that learns this skill and becomes financially free, we do it all for your glory. We do not do it for our glory, we do it for your glory, Lord. And we thank you for that. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen.
Amen.